Intermittent fasting has become increasingly more popular over the past year. I've had my own experiences with intermittent fasting over the past few years, so what I wanted to do in this video was put together a really simple guide for beginners on intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting? What are some of the potential benefits? How do I get started? And then my experience and sharing some of the results I've noticed doing intermittent fasting. I'm Catherine, certified nutrition consultant, founder of Foods That Heal You. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please click the subscribe button and you'll be notified of new videos as I post them on health and nutrition. Let's go ahead and get started. Intermittent fasting, also referred to as IF, is in a nutshell just extending your overnight fast. Because every night you fast when you go to bed and sleep until morning. You're not eating. That's technically a fast. Intermittent fasting, all you're gonna do is just extend it a few more hours, up to 16 hours, and then you'll eat for 8 hours. So really fasting is nothing new. This is just gonna be something to maximize the benefits of fasting by extending those hours a little bit. So the most popular is going to be 16 hours of fasting because that's when the benefits really kick in, and it's water fasting, and then 8-hour window of eating. There's also the 18-hour fasting, 20-hour fasting, and then the 24 hours fasting. But again, as for a beginner especially, I would recommend starting with the 16 hours fasting window and the 8-hour eating window. Then there's the 5-2. That's another really popular one I just want to mention here. That's 5 days of normal eating schedule and then 2 days of 24 hours water fasting only. The reason I wanted to mention this one specifically is because one of the benefits of intermittent fasting is autophagy, and that's the removal of cellular waste. When you get to 24 hours of water fasting, your body really kicks the autophagy into high gear of removing that cellular waste. So if you're somebody who, for example, has chronic, let's say you need your gut healed. And so what can happen at the 24 hours, up to 24 hours, you can start benefiting by that cellular waste. Your body starts repairing itself essentially, or if you have an old injury, your body starts repairing itself. So going that full 24 hours on water a couple days a week might be better for you. But if you're looking for something like just weight loss and general benefits, then the 16-8 would be a great choice. So let me just go over then some of the few potential benefits, since I already started that. So some of the potential benefits are, of course, weight loss is the most popular, and that's why, of course, this is so popular. And this is not a diet plan. This is just a tool to help take your health to the next level. So you still want to eat healthy. It's really important. Garbage in equals garbage out. So you still want to eat healthy during your 8-hour window. And I think that's a big mistake that people make, is they think, oh, well, I'm doing this fasting, so now I can eat anything I want during the 8 hours. Well, you can, and you might still get some benefits, but if you want to really be healthy, you do have to put good nutrition into your body during that 8 hours. All right, so some of the other potential benefits are going to be reduced inflammation, clearer skin, better focus. Some people say they get more energy. Insulin is going to go down, and insulin is the fat storage hormone. So it's going to help balance out some hormones during the fasting period, because the insulin's going to be reduced because you're not eating any sugar or carbs or anything to spike that insulin. And then the growth hormone is going to go up, and that's going to help burn fat. All right. So for weight loss, the 16-8 is terrific, but you can also get some reduced inflammation. I'm doing the 16-8 off and on. That's what I do, and I don't want to lose weight, so I don't do it every single day. I just do it a couple days a week to get some of the fasting benefits of the reduced inflammation, the giving your digestive system a break, things like that. But if you're trying to lose weight, then it might benefit you to do it every day for a while. Just know that you don't want to turn this into some religious thing, some rigid thing. If you don't do it right one day, big deal. Any day that you do it right, you're going to get the benefits, okay? All right, so that's some of the potential benefits. Now, how do you get started? First thing you want to do is decide what's going to be your fast. Is it going to be the 16-8? Is it going to be the 5-2 or whatever? For beginners, I do recommend the 16-8. So let's just start with that as the example. So with the 16-8, you're going to water fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours. The most popular, and this is the second step, is to choose your eating window wisely. When do you enjoy eating the most? Most people like from noon to 8 p.m. as an eating window, because that's usually when they're having either lunch or dinner, which they prefer, and it's easy to skip breakfast for a lot of people. That's the most popular, so let's just stick with that. Let's say you eat from noon to 8 p.m., and then the next morning you wake up, you skip breakfast, just have water, and then at noon you start eating again. It's really simple. It's not necessarily super easy because you probably will feel hungry the next morning, when it gets closer to noon. But you can have water. And another thing that a big mistake that people are making is they're having like Bulletproof Coffee, almond milk, they're putting creamer in their coffee, whatever. The best way to do this is just make it simple. Just stick with water or maybe even herbal tea. Black coffee is also acceptable. I'm not a huge fan during a water fast or during a fast for health of adding coffee, just because coffee's got some health benefits, but it's also got some downsides. So if you can ditch the coffee for that 16 hours, that would be my preference, but it won't break your fast if you do have coffee. But if you have water, don't add lemon juice to it, don't add lime juice to it, don't add any sweeteners to anything. Keep it simple. Water, herbal tea, or black coffee. Don't add anything to this stuff and you won't break your fast and you'll get the maximum results. So that's the second thing you want to do. The third thing that you want to keep in mind is the meal right before you start fasting. And the reason this can be important is because right before you start fasting, you want something that's going to sustain you a longer period of time. You don't want to eat something high in sugar because that's going to wear off quickly. So you want something high in fiber, fat, and some protein. An example, my meal that I have before I start my fast is usually some kind of cauliflower rice and beans with a little bit of fat added to it, like maybe ghee. So you got your protein in the beans, you've got your high fiber in the vegetables and the beans, and you got a little bit of fat. And I notice that makes a big difference for me when I do that before the fasting window, rather having something that's maybe like fruit or something like that, okay? So those are some really key things that you need to know when you're doing this. So my experience with the intermittent fasting has been that I can't do it every single day because I did notice that I was literally starving. I had trouble getting enough food in that 8-hour window to maintain my weight since I am thin. So for thin people, it may be harder for you to do it. So I just do it a couple days a week. But for people who are trying to lose weight, you should be able to do it without any problems every day ongoing. And again, if you skip a day or if you only do it a couple days a week, you're still going to benefit. I also noticed that I just feel more focused and positive when I wake up the next morning. I have this just better attitude about life, and I can't really explain it, and I sleep better on the nights that I'm doing the intermittent fasting. I haven't noticed my digestion. I noticed my digestion is happier in the morning. So definitely I'm noticing some immediate results when I do the intermittent fasting. There aren't any long-term studies right now. There are promising short-term studies. There are no long-term studies. So again, you don't need to do it every single day. Just, benefit from doing it when you can. Make sure you're putting good nutrition and making healthy choices in your body. This is not a diet. So I'd love to hear from you guys what type of intermittent fasting you might be doing, what's working for you, some tips or tricks that help you get through it, and some results that you've noticed. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll have my website information below this video, and I'll see you in the next one.